Right. That has a direct line, I guess, to the ambassadors or all the.
That's the football, the nuclear football.
That's the football, yeah.
That's. I think this is a different suitcase, isn't it?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know if it matters.
I'm sure it does.
Anyway, so Ed is the one to say to Danielle and Sojourner, it should be us to try to rescue the Russians, but whoever does rescue the Russians will have to give up on Mars. They're told because you won't have enough fuel to get back once you divert to this rescue mission. But Ed says, that we're in a much better position to do it. So, than your ship is, right?
And they have the capacity.
We see some looks here from Danny. Danny doesn't approve of Ed volunteering this. Disagrees with this decision, but Danielle is happy with Ed for stepping up and will be willing to do this and make the right call. But Dev doesn't feel the same way. Dev gets the transmission here from Ed, because this is just a broadcast that takes 5 minutes to arrive or whatever. So this is where Dev goes, "Hey, how do we feel about this? Should we have a vote?" And for Karen and Bill coming from NASA,
I love here where he says, "What do we think of his proposal?" It wasn't a proposal.
No.
He was
He's a great manipulator. Remember this.
Yeah.
And I really like that they framed this episode at the start by showing Ed and Dev's different reactions to NASA doing the solar sails and going to get there first. Ed was like, "Damn it, you got me. Congratulations."
Well played. Yeah.
Well played, Danielle. Because deep down, like, he's a shit parent, but deep down, Ed Baldwin is a moral man who will do the right thing.
Yes.
And Deb broke a computer and threw a tantrum.
Yeah, but the same. Ed has never worked in a private sector before,
Right.
And
this is the private sector. This is capitalism, and this is
no morals.
And there's no ethics under capitalism, which we see again here with Deb and his. What do we think about Ed's proposal? Ed is like, "Let's go get them. Let's save them."
Well, I think it's fascinating that Dev has still maintained that whole,
collective,
even though he's completely in charge. He just manipulates the conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. He keeps the collective because then he can be like, "The collective has spoken." Then he doesn't have to take the heat for it.
And this isn't everyone. This is just the people in that fucking room. There's more people to that company.
Yeah.
Like, and also just the people in the room who agreed with him.
Right.
Right? Like, all he's going to do if he doesn't get the right answer, he's going to go to a smaller room.
They're all, well, they're also, like, as we've set up at the top of the episode, they're all like, if they get to Mars first, there's some kind of prize money. They're all like, all voting. Do I want another $20,000, or do I want to give?
Exactly, and you remember, you never ask the question unless you know what the answer is going to be. If you're worried about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, which is why Ed didn't ask for permission. He was just like, "No, we're gonna rescue them," because that's. Ed also not just coming from NASA, but coming from the Navy. And the idea of, like, if a ship's in peril, you rescue them. That's just, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
It's just what you do. That's what you would want. But in Karen
is the beginning of time, as Karen.
So their bonus would be worth $43,000
with adjusted for inflation. Well, it's not peanuts for sure.